I used to love Fat and Skinny growing up. I remember as a young fella, I used to do Skinny's lines in my room. Well, not those types of lines, but whatever he'd say, I'd replicate, and I was just addicted to them. I loved them. But you know what? We've moved on. Things have changed, and those boys didn't. I can't believe they're thinking about coming back.
Yeah, Fat and Skinny. I remember them. I used to come home from school. We'd rush home to watch them. They used to do the bit in between the TV shows. Like, that was Secret Valley. Here's Degrassi. Oh, be careful. It's a bit scary. You never knew whether you'd get fat or skinny. And then they did the TV commercials. Do you remember? It was for that breakfast cereal that you could put tomato sauce on or whatever. It was like, for breakfast or dinner, breakfast or dinner, Fat and Skinny. Remember, it was I was on at night time, and then of course the thing happened, and there was the protests and the Prime Minister and all that, and I don't know. I mean, I don't see what all the big deal is, but perhaps that's just the way our life is these days. So enjoy your boring culture, wokeists.
I've always been a huge fan of Fat and Skinny, especially being a bigger bloke myself. Fat was the first bit of representation I saw for big units on Australian television. And I grew up with those guys. I felt like I was part of the team, but after what they did, I just don't know if I'll ever see them in the same light again. They really not only disappointed me, but they disappointed Australia.
I grew up on Fat and Skinny, and they were absolute icons throughout my childhood. We loved them. I would say they're at least 94.5% responsible for me wanting to get into comedy myself, but it was so sad to see them jump the shark. They took things too far. Comedy needs to adapt with the times as society's learning and growing, but they just couldn't do it. They just didn't want to do it. Really, really sad to see their demise.
I loved Fat and Skinny. It was like one of my all-time favourites, but it really did go too far. Awful at times.
When I grew up, I loved watching Fat and Skinny, but then they just crossed the line.